What is going on, everybody? We've got some cool stuff to look at today. We are looking at some of the stretch goals from Dungeons and Lasers. If you're not familiar with Dungeons and Lasers, I've done a couple of videos on them already. We recently took a look at one of the new sets that's coming in the Woodhaven Kickstarter that's currently going on right now. There is a link to that in the video description. So we're going to be looking at more stretch goals. Now, some of these stretch goals we're going to see are from the first Kickstarter. This is their third Kickstarter they're doing right now. And they sent me a big box of stuff. And honestly, like I wanted to do a lot of painting with it. I wanted to do it, but there was just so much. I couldn't paint everything. And I still have not cut out all of these yet. So I figured what I would do is I'd go through some of the sprues with you because it's a tremendous amount of stuff, and it's difficult for me to just make a single video that does it all justice because it's so much. All right, so if you've seen any of my Dungeons and Lasers videos, you'll know that basically they are modular terrain pieces. Now, you have floor panels like this, and these are kind of just mostly painted just a little bit gray and bluish to be stone flooring. But you're going to connect these all like so. Put this in here, it connects to the next one. You build that, you punch your walls in, and keep going. And there's walls, there's doors, and there's all kinds of. See, this is like part of the Dwarven mine shaft, and I painted some of the fantasy stuff. I'm not done with the fantasy stuff though. They come in room sets, they come in core sets, right? And the fantasy core set is this kind of like Diablo dungeon crawl style stuff, which is really cool. But one of the cool things that is amazing about when you back them on Kickstarter is you get all the stretch goals. You don't even have to go all in to get the stretch goals. You can just do like a regular pledge and get the stretch goals. And what they are is they're all these extra little bits that are going to bring your dungeon to life. And I really like this. I really like this a lot because, like, I'm normally science fiction terrain, sci-fi stuff, but honestly, having like even setting up boards and battles for like Star Wars Legion or RPGs or whatever, it's cool to just to have a room, but like a room just gets empty right after a while, and you need those extra bits to to make the place feel alive. Like if you just go into a room and it's like this, that's one thing. But if you go into a room and there's now a bed in there or a crypt or a bed that's right next to a crypt, like that tells a story, right? Like, whoa, why is the bed next to the crypt? The Bearded Bears says, hello there. These are amazing. I backed 2 previous Kickstarter and they had sci-fi. Yeah, so I've got sci-fi stuff too. I only have the fantasy stuff pulled out right now. The first Kickstarter was an even split between fantasy and sci-fi, and the second one was had some more. But the Kickstarter stretch goals were mostly sci-fi based, or I'm sorry, mostly fantasy based. The third one is all fantasy based. The sewers. I mean, granted, the sewers can kind of work for just about anything, but like a lot of the other stuff, the roofs and all of that stuff is in the style of sci-fi or of fantasy. What else is cool is you've got animal companions. These are all on sprues. I haven't even cut those out yet. But we're going to be looking at stretch goals today. Now, I've already punched out a lot of these. I want you to see right over here. This is a ton. And my table is covered in paint because I if you're interested in the sci-fi terrain, obviously I'm definitely interested in sci-fi as well. As you know, I normally cover Star Wars stuff, but I've been wanting to grow my fantasy themed terrain. I mean, I got that big tower from WizKids, and that one is like this huge tower, but I don't have much else that I can do with it. And of course, it doesn't come with any interior details like kegs. Look at that, giant barrels. And all of this stuff. Look at tree bits, and some of these have already been. Oh, look, there's a skeleton in there. There's so many details on these too that are really cool. We've got thrones, chairs. We've got eggs. I love this. Now this can go sci-fi or fantasy, right? Because like there's an alien room in my sci-fi stuff, but the aliens. These could be dragon eggs or alien eggs, right? There's a lot of different ways you could do stuff. We've got like this little demon pool, like a pool of blood. Bathe Clean your hands in the demon's blood, then you shall be reborn into the order of Nosferatu, or something like that. That doesn't really match up. I don't know if this one was sci-fi or fantasy, but it seems like it could be a portal. I did a little bit of like fantasy stuff. I did this portal here, and this came out really cool. I shared this image on Twitter, but this is what's really like. I wanted to make a portal look magical, and I wanted it to like change as you looked at it in different ways. So I sprayed it in different angles and differently. So I wanted it to look different depending on how you looked at it. So I thought that was a cool effect. Obviously I still have to do all around there, but that's some of the cool stuff you can do with this. But like, there's big pieces of terrain too. Like some of the sprues have some larger pieces, and this you can put this in the corner. You know, boom. You can like block off places in the corner. Boom. Here's another one, and there's tons of detail in here too. I got to clean up a little bit because the one thing about some of their sprues is they have like larger like connection points. So you got to make sure you clean these up. Granted, it's still pretty flat, so paint is going to go right over that. But they're larger injection points than we've seen for like Games Workshop or like Fantasy Flight or anything like that. But so we've got those. We've got like statues. We've got a lot of crypts. And these are usually only like 2 or 3 pieces each, and they come on sprues like this. And so I went through. I started looking at these last night, and I said, "This is just too much to get through. Let me just go live and start going through," because like this had like 5 sprues in this box, and this was the season 2 stretch goal box. And I want to point out, all of the stretch goals are available now through the Kickstarter for Woodhaven, which is the Dungeons and Lasers Part 3. So you can get all of the stretch goals as like optional purchases if you want to go back and pick up the older stuff, or there's like an all-in pledge that has everything too. But like, I mean, and honestly, if you're thinking about building like a larger area, you're gonna need stretch goals. You can even get extra sets of stretch goals, but just the season 2 stretch goals, it's not just this box that had 5 sprues worth of stuff, which is like a lot of what you're seeing here. A few pieces in here were from season 1 left over, like some of these pillars, and this staircase was from season 1. There's different staircases available also, but I mean, I still haven't even punched out this sprue yet. But the thing is, we've got 2 more boxes that are also, and these are thick boxes, right? 2 more boxes of stretch goals. This is box 2, not even opened yet. I got box 3 down here too. Here's box 3. Haven't even opened this one yet. You know, and then of course, and there's all kinds of other extras. There's villagers now if you want to get people to populate your village, or if you want animal companions. Look at this. Like, you can run an RPG. Like, there was a Dungeons and Doggos kind of thing that I think I talked about like at Gen Con a few years ago. And this is kind of taking that to the next level. So just an incredible amount of stuff. So what I'm wanting to do is I figured I'd go through and like look at some of this stuff with you guys. Maybe we'll punch some out. But yeah, it's so much, right? It is so much. Let me get a better view here. My table is filthy. I've been airbrushing a lot, and I don't cover up my table because I've been painting on this table for years, and I'm just like, that's okay. One day I'll just try to peel it, and then it'll be so much paint I'll just peel it all up, and it'll all come up. Okay, so this is where I'm opening this up, and look at all of these sprues that we have in here. This is the 2 of 3 stretch goal box. Look at this. We've got a manual. Look, it's telling you how to put all this stuff together. I figured out most of it. I didn't even look at the manual when I started putting things together. It's giving you guides for everything. This is super cool. Look, and this is just an idea of kind of all the different pieces and stuff you can get. You got bridges, got special doors, corner pieces, larger area terrain. This could be good if you're a war gamer too, because you can use a lot of these pieces as area terrain on your board, right? We got a little goblin guy here. Look, a nuke. So this is there is some sci-fi terrain mixed in with this. We got like a Dalek, right? Or a non-IP infringing machine without a plunger. There's no plunger in there, so it's clearly not a Dalek. But yeah, so this one's all right. So this sprue is a little more sci-fi themed. Okay. All right. Oh, we got a bridge. Oh man, this is a big old bridge. It's a very big bridge, and this is a science fiction. All right, so I think the second box is split because like the first two sprues are sci-fi. This next one is sci-fi. Also, look at this guy. Oh, he's like Robot Jesus, or is that Darth Revan? I don't know. That's pretty cool. And then some damaged plating. Good area terrain. Like a laser gate. Look at this. Wow. All right, and then we've got some more fantasy in here. We've got the cobblestone bridge. We've got the wall, the other pieces for the bridge. We've got some more another treasure chest. This is a big treasure chest too. Big treasure chest. And then some more sci-fi pieces. Yeah, this one is more or less sci-fi. Oh, look at the dragon too. Like that could go in either way. Like you could definitely and some of these pieces are definitely versatile. You can mix them and match them however you want. Like the eggs or this portal, for example, that could be in either one. So, like that's the second box's sprue, and then we've got the third box. Like the first box was all fantasy. All fantasy. It's just it's amazing how much there is here. All right, I'm opening up the third box now too. It's because I mean I feel this is overwhelming, right? And it's cool. It's definitely cool to be overwhelmed sometimes because goodness gracious. Ooh man, look at this. We've got oh look at this dragon wall. This one's in a different plastic style. So this one's okay. Oh, maybe it's supposed to be like a revolving door. Oh, look at that. You got a Hydra on there. I didn't even know that this was part of what they were doing. That's super cool. I'm going to show you about these. All right, so this is like a dragon head. These are 3-piece dragon head busts that are going to go into the walls. I'll show you a little bit about how these work. We've got a roof. This is a big part of the Woodhaven campaign is making roofs because you can. Yeah. Wait, I think this is straight up Woodhaven stuff. Oh, very, very cool. So I'm going to cut some of this out because we're going to play with this a little bit. The roofs are super cool. We got another cobblestone bridge in here. Oh my God. This is so much, man. I hadn't even opened this yet. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Okay, we've got, oh, look at this. Oh my God, look at that portal. Look at that portal. It's freaking insane. And look, it's double. Oh, look at that. It looks like, wow. That looks so cool. I love this. So we got a bookshelf. We've got all kinds of another. It's like another bed, but this one, oh my goodness, this one is like it's a mimic bed. Like you lay in it and it turns into. Oh, that's so cool! It's a bed, and so you can swap this one out, and then when somebody gets in the bed, it gobbles them up. Oh my goodness! If you're a dungeon master and you want to kill your players, that's a really mean way to do it. And we got a couple of extra bits and pieces. These are these came out in season 2, I believe. But these basically let you do multi-tiered stuff, so you can go up a little higher, do multiple floors of stuff, and these will also be really helpful for the roofs as well. Oh man, so much stuff. Okay, so I want to show you guys a little bit about. We talked about like the wall sconces and the wall things, right? So I'm gonna pull this aside. So some of the walls have holes. Actually, a lot of the walls have these little holes in them. And so you're going to have a lot of pieces that have just this circular kind of thing. And then you can stick those in there. And they'll stick it. This one is actually a little bit on the looser side. Well, maybe it's because I haven't painted it yet. Usually if you get a little bit of paint on there, that's going to fill it in. But you have all kinds of different variations that you can stick in your walls. I can put a crest in there. I can put, and these are all stretch goal items. I can put like if I wanted this to be like maybe a memorial or a burial site where like somebody's, some coffins are. I can put some like religious kind of holy symbols on there. And we've got a lot of them. And so that one that we looked at before was a big like dragon head bust. We've got smaller little busts too with little gargoyle heads. Oh, get in there, little gargoyle head. You know, I'm not going to hold this whole piece up. I'm going to get another one. Kind of grab. Here we go. This is more of a standalone one. But yeah, so we've got these. Wait, this one's real small. Maybe this one's supposed to go in the ground? Maybe, because some of these I think can also go in the ground. Ah, there we go. I don't know what that piece is really, unless it's like a snake that's coming up to grab something. I don't know. That one's really cool. So that's basically how these things work. So you can kind of like have a certain wall be more. Here, I'm gonna go down a little bit. There we go. All right. So different ways, like, all right, so we've got these statues. And so like I have all kinds of cool ideas too. So there's two of these statues and they have the arm kind of outstretched. I haven't cleaned this up yet. These were just recently punched out because I need to come in and take those, a little mold line right there. I can trim that up a little bit. But like maybe you walk into a room and maybe you've got something like on the ground, like I'm going to use a keg, right? And maybe there's a sign on the door that says the room of the thirsty, the thirsty soul. And there's another one. Hold on, let me find her because I had this idea I wanted to show you. Ah, yeah. And we've got this one, right? And I kind of want them both to be pointing towards the keg, but this one's like when the players walk in, like that one's pointed that way. And they have to try to like move, and if they investigate, and if they can have it pointed back like the other one, then both of the like the ghosts are now pointed towards the keg, and then like that opens the door, you know, and all of a sudden you hear the door unlock, and then you can go through. You know, this is probably because I just finished playing Resident Evil 8 Village, and so I'm thinking about all like these little puzzles and stuff like that you can do now. But no, like it's very, very cool. The like some of the different ideas, and one of the other things that I like about stretch goals like this is they kind of write their own story a little bit, because like if you're having a hard time trying to come up with like ideas or whatever, like just putting stuff down. Like we got a table there. We've got some barrels for some ale, maybe a treasure chest right next to the king's throne there. Another table right here. You know, oh, here's another cool one that you can hang on the wall, and this one's like a coat of arms or something like that, right? Or a banner, like just cool stuff. We got a weapon rack. I'm gonna put that in the next room. Put that right there. A rack to stretch people and torture people. We'll put that over there. Another. Oh yeah, this could be a torture room. They have different terrain setups for torture rooms, also. Oh, this is another cool one to go into the wall of the blacksmith, right? So let me see. Can I get this to go in there? There we go. Well, that's, maybe I'm not using the right wall for that. I probably need to get a different wall piece because I think there's some that have the tighter holes, the smaller holes. Oh, you know what? Let me grab some of this sci-fi stuff. I bet you. Ah, all right, so here's like one of the sci-fi terrain pieces. Oh yeah, these fit it perfectly. All right, so I'm probably just using the wrong wall there. But granted, it's science fiction, so it breaks the immersion a little bit. But that fits much better. Okay, so, so that much is fun. Let's see. Oh, and we got to put the demon pool in there. We've got our little torture set up. Hopefully you guys are doing all right today. If you're interested in checking out any more of these Kickstarter pledges and all kinds of stretch goals and all that stuff, we're gonna have a link down in the description below. Oh, look at this one. This is a trap. This reminds me of like Fortnite. All right, have this on the floor or have it fall down. That one's cool. And of course, stairs to go up and down. There's multiple types of stairs now too. Well, this one, I didn't push that one together well enough. I might have to put some green stuff in there. Here's a different one that I painted that I actually pushed this one together all the way. Oh, I put too much wash on there too. This was supposed to be for the sewers though, so I wanted it to be a little bit wet because I wanted it to be damp in the sewer. But if I do this other one, I might make that one like a different shade. This tree too, it's like some of the stuff you can use outside too. You can have it outdoors, like going into your dungeon, which is a fun one. Like you can have, I kind of like some of these because you can set up some of this as like scatter terrain outside. So let's just say we had our front door, you know, or oh, let's do it right here. There we go. I need to, hold on, let me put an actual piece under there. This is not hard to do, so let's do it, you know, and boom. There we go. There's our front door. So outside we can put some of these, you know, well, let's put one right there. Let's put one over there, and you kind of have, you can have some ruins. You can have a tree over here. You can, and this is a good opportunity to put some treasure chests and barrels out front too, because you can. There we go. Probably not the crypt. Crypt needs to be inside. Yeah, so we can do that. You can also, oh, the guillotine. Have you seen this one? This one's nasty. It'd be a good one to have some undead show up, like right near the guillotine. Like as soon as somebody touches the guillotine, you know, and then, oh, here's another good one for outdoors. The lamp post, especially, you know, how I like to do the airbrushing, you know, get some like a little yellow, like paint the whole thing up first and then put the light on there and have the light effect kind of, you know, blow by. But here's a really cool one too. It's just, and that comes off and then like the skeleton starts to rise up. Like I like that. I like that a lot. You kind of have the guillotine next to it, and like who's gonna walk by and touch the guillotine? You know, with there being like a crypt right next to it. Like you can have a whole bunch of these kind of lined up, and then things start flying off, and skeletons start standing up. You know, like oh, cool, man. I'm maybe I'm in D&D withdrawals, right? Good morning to everybody that is just joining us. We've been kind of going through some of these stretch goals for the Dungeons and Lasers. They sent a lot of these out to me because I didn't back on the second edition. I only backed the first edition, and I got so much, and I had been behind with painting it, so I've been trying to get everything caught up and painted. And when looking at all these stretch goals, it was overwhelming because you just get so much. That's one of the things that's really cool about this is it's really budget friendly, considering how much you get. I've never seen any other terrain option give you this much for even half of this price. You're getting so much with when you back. It's pretty incredible. So I think that's cool. Plus the fact that it's modular means you can build it however you want. You have a lot of flexibility with this set of terrain, with this style of stuff. It's very, very cool. I'm really impressed. And then you can even merge, and what's cool, this is fun, because you've got things like portals, right? You can even merge your sci-fi and your fantasy together. You can have, like, it's really easy to just say, all right, well, what happens when you step through this portal? Boom, all of a sudden now you're in the sci-fi terrain, you know? Like, it's real easy to do stuff like that. That's all you got to do. Here, I'm going to pull this one out. And it's really easy to make changes on the fly, as you see me doing right now. Boom. I just put a portal in there. Look at that. And, oh, look at this. Maybe that portal was hidden behind the fireplace. And as soon as they, you know, like they complete the puzzle, the fireplace moves over, and now the portal's available. You don't have to make the noise. You don't have to sing the little jingle. It's not like Zelda: The Ocarina of Time, where you don't have to do those things, but you totally can if you would like. You don't have to sing, but you know, sometimes it's fun to sing. But yeah, there's a lot you can do. This is really cool. So much though. If you guys haven't seen already too, like this is how the stretch goals are going to come. They're going to come on all these little sprues. They're labeled really clearly too. Like you see how that'll say B1 is in the arrow pointing to it. That's B1. This is B2, right? This is A4. You know, this is Let's see. B4, A1, C1 is right over here. Look at that bridge. You know what? I'm gonna cut this bridge out right now. We'll do that. I'll give myself a little more room here. Okay. So I've got my handy dandy sprue cutters here, and one of the things about this is there are larger injection mold points, right? So they cut fairly easily, but a little bit thicker than some of the other companies that I will usually get sprues from, like Games Workshop or Fantasy Flight or Atomic Mass Games. You know, so make sure you're using a good. Like sometimes with other ones, I know when I first started doing miniatures, I would try and twist them out. These are so thick, you're not going to be able to just twist them out. So there is kind of the base of. You got second edition, so you can do a Space Hulk version of Kill Team. That's a cool idea. I've done something kind of like that. Wow, look at this. You can have that on top too. We can be doing. You can cross chasms, cross lava. There's like a new lava set in the new Kickstarter. That's also really cool. But yeah, so if you guys do go back over there, let them know that you heard about it over here. Maybe they'll send me some more stuff. I would love to, like there's a lot of stuff in the third edition that I think would be really, really cool. Especially if you want to go all in on that, you can build a whole village, which would be a really, really fun. Like imagine the tabletop terrain. Like I would love to do some wargaming on an entire village with this stuff. I don't have enough to do like a full 6x4 kind of Legion battle in medieval village, but I would love to like have that just as an excuse of like we're gonna land on this planet. Look at that. There we go. That's one half. See, and I'm just doing this while we're talking. And that's kind of the fun of just doing a live stream for this. I just gotta make sure I don't break it. None of this is painted yet. I mean, some of the tiles are painted, but the stretch goals aren't painted yet. This is a lot of stuff to paint. I'm glad I have the airbrush for it though, because it'd be hard to do all of this with a brush. But again, there's no problem with just taking your time. There's nothing wrong with just kind of slowing down and taking it day by day. Where is my little X-Acto to trim? Here we go. This is my dirty X-Acto. There we go. Just trim these up a little bit. Some of these have like peg holes that you have to clip pieces into, and those I trim those down a little bit. Oh, look at this one. Yeah, these came out a little thicker. I trimmed some of those peg holes down because they don't like to go in too easily. That was the case with like some of these larger pieces here. So I trimmed those the pegs down a little bit, and then they went in nice and easy. And I use I use the Tamiya Ultra Thin for my glue, and that also kind of melts them down a little bit and kind of makes it an easier fit. So we're gonna go, I think, right there. All right, so yeah, let's give it a shot. I'm gonna do most of it just in the holes. I got to put a lot on though because this is a big piece. Don't want this coming off. All right. There's one, and there we go. Hold that in. It only needs to be in there for about a minute. It's a thicker piece though, so it's probably gonna dry slower. It's a real. You know what I can do? I can just put it on like that, and leave it sit there. Haha, beautiful. And I'll let that dry, and since it's so much thicker, I'm going to probably give that like a half an hour or something like that. I might come back a little later. One of the other tricks is that once you get it in, if you want to come back with the brush and just kind of touch around the edges to make sure it goes underneath, and it'll give you a good kind of seal, and make sure all your pieces that are touching are drawing that kind of sucks that glue in a little bit. I might not have trimmed mine up a little bit. No, it looks good. Looks good. Oh. All right, there we go. What you don't want is you don't want it to be like that, so make sure you push it in, then let gravity kind of do its work, and then give it some time. And then when that's dry, probably after stream, I'll come back and do the other side. Oh, and you know what? You can even turn this sideways and use it as a wall. But actually, yeah, that would totally work too, considering it just kind of fits in with the brick pattern of everything else. Yeah, the Bearded Bear says you had some trouble assembling this one. The stone bridge was easier. The other stone bridge was easier than this one. Oh, I see. Oh, well, maybe I tried the more difficult one first. Will there be sci-fi for Star Wars? All right, I missed some of the comments, so I'm going to go back and ask. Diego asks, will there be sci-fi for Legion in the future? Yeah, there is sci-fi. So this past weekend, go through my previous videos. I just posted a video. It's called Prismatic Rainbow Terrain. And that one, actually, I showcase a lot of the sci-fi terrain. It's not just the rainbow stuff that I painted, but if you go watch all the way to the end of the video, I show off a couple of the other science fiction sets that they have available from their first two Kickstarters. So you can see some of that as well. Because I did, where did I put them? I just had some of those pieces out. But I painted some of them kind of like that with rainbow stripes and whatnot. But then some of them are kind of like with this pattern, and then some of them one is gold, and So yeah, I painted up some of the sci-fi terrain already. The sci-fi also have their own stretch goals, or have these in a bag right now. But we've got some more generators, and this is all stuff from the first. The season 1 stretch goals. This is all season 1 stuff. What we're looking at right now is the season 2 stretch goal. So yeah, like there's a ton. There is a ton of sci-fi stuff available also for those who are interested. Let's see. But yes, Josh says time to make some headless miniatures to go with the guillotine. That is true. Panzer Scott says you should use a rubber band or clamp. Yeah, this is a little thicker. For like the clamp I have only goes out to about this thick or so. So I don't have that. Rubber band would work. That would be a great option. But in this case, gravity's doing it for me. Like it's already dry. But I'm gonna leave it. I want it to be dry 100%. So it's already dry enough that I could work with it some more if I needed to. This one is really cool. Let's take a look at this. This one I think is resin. This dragon wall, this Hydra wall, really cool. So with some of the points where they hit is on like a curved line or something like that. So you have to be real careful. And then like I'll have to come back and kind of clean that up right there. Here we go. You think you want this one to be really flat too, because I think this is supposed to go right next to something else, like so. Oh man, this one's really pretty. This is a specialty wall right here. Trying to clean this one up nicely. All right, and then we got the bits on the top, which I'm not as worried about the bits on the top, because those aren't the ones. It's not where your attention really gets drawn. Nobody's really looking at the top too much. Although if you do want to stack these up and make multiple stories, you will want your tops to be mostly flat and kind of uniform. So there we go. So this one's really cool. And I like that you see the stone indentation with that Hydra too. So like it's carved there. It's not like there's an actual Hydra that's supposed to be there. This was carved into the wall. That is really cool. Let's see how that looks right here. There we go. Just gonna slide it right in. Boom. Man, that is pretty. Very cool. So yeah, as you can see, tons and tons of terrain. I've only punched out most of one box so far, and I guess the bridge from another box. But yeah, like this is and we've got all these additional sprues here. of the stretch goals from and that's just from second edition. So there's you can get, there's a whole new line of stretch goals for Woodhaven, which is going on right now. If nothing else, just go use the link in the description below. Look at some of the new Kickstarters. See if that's what you're into. There's also, like, they're taking a big focus with outdoor stuff instead of just indoor stuff. Hence this roof here. Let's take a look at the roof. Let's take a look at this roof, because this is cool. Maybe we'll build a little a little shed or something like that. Test it out, right? It's a cool idea, man. I'm digging it. All right, so we've got this roof. Let's see how I guess we use these pieces here. Okay. I'm gonna use some of the walls and stuff that I have already built. So I don't know if the dwarven hold will look perfect with this or not. Probably go better with the fantasy core set, but that's okay. Oh, there we go. So yeah, I'm gonna cut this out, and then this is kind of, I'll kind of end on this note. See how the All right, we got 1, 2. I like this though, man. I like the idea of being able to have exterior buildings that also have a full-blown interior, and then you can also kind of have the staircase in there that goes down to the, a different level. You can, and if you're role-playing it, you can have those different levels kind of be. Oh, look at this! Boom! Look at that! It's gonna clip right in there. They're hitting home runs with this stuff, man. Oh, I didn't trim this one good enough. You got to trim them if you want them to be flush. You can do this with just an X-Acto knife. There's also like mold line trimming tools for the people who want to be very particular. Also, it's probably more safe to not use an X-Acto knife. You don't want to cut yourself. You can always cut away from yourself. So try and be as safe as you can. All right, boom, there we go. Now it goes in nice and, look at that. Okay. And then this is going to go on top of 4. All right, let's get 4 walls. And 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I got an open door. And that's going to go on top of that. I need a ground piece. A square ground piece. I'm looking through there we go. All right, so I got the dwarven ground piece now. And you know what? I should use the partial pieces, right? I should use kind of these. And then I can have my open doorway in the front there, like so. I'm just grabbing whatever bits I have nearby. So this is going to be sticking out a little bit. You can always do this in a pinch. I usually wouldn't be doing the full bit like that. But you can do whatever you just have laying around. You're going to end up having more of these than the shorter bits anyway, because this is more about interconnecting and having the whole shebang. All right. Okay. There we go. We've got a small room, and look at that. We've just built, like, this could be a part of a mausoleum. This could be outdoors, right? You can have your crypts and stuff like nearby. Have a little tree out there. Like, oh, that is so cool. Look at that. Oh yeah. Look at this. We've got ourselves a little spooky graveyard. We got our candles. We got those statues. There we go, man. This is Woodhaven, right? Pretty cool stuff. So many stretch goals, though. That's the point. There's so many. It's insane just how many you're going to be getting. Let me know what you guys think. Check the link in the description below. Take a look. See if what they have there is right for you. I think there's going to be something for everybody. And there's the dragons. Oh, did I forget to mention the dragons? Have you guys seen? I haven't even finished this guy yet. I just put some layers of airbrushing on him. But these are huge dragons. These dragons are enormous. And there's a whole expansion that you can like an optional buy where you can get all of their dragons. They're all differently sculpted, and they are incredible. Like this guy doesn't even have a wash on him yet or any detailing. All I've done on this guy is just apply a little bit of a base coat. A few different colors, some reds and some oranges. You can see some orange I put on the wings. Put a little like purple on the underside. I just wanted to give him kind of a base coat, and then we're gonna do more with this dragon. And let me know if you want to, like, maybe if you want me to live stream some dragon stuff. It'd be hard because I want to do a wash on him, and that would be a really short live stream because then I'd have to let that dry for hours. So maybe we'll do everything except the wash, and you just put some more detailing on him. But yeah, we'll do that first. Make that tongue a different color, get those eyeballs and fingernails and stuff like that, and then the bone bits, right? And up there, and get all of those little bits, and then the wash. He would look really fun when it's completed. And he can be terrorizing your town. Maybe he's hanging out around the graveyard. He's bigger than buildings, by the way. He's more than 2 stories tall. If I put this on top of there, he comes. Yeah, he's taller than 2 stories tall. You see that wing goes up even past the roof on the 2nd story. So yeah, these dragons are huge. And so check out the dragons. There's also new dragons for season 3 too, because the dragons came out like last season, and then this season there's like the new backers will get the like the ghost dragon. Check those out. They're incredible. All right, guys, I want to thank you all so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.